Greetings of good news, dear Louisians. Someone quoted, "Inner beauty makes outer beauty more beautiful." The premise of inner beauty focuses on everything within you, heart, mind, and soul. More than your physical appearance, these are the things that make you even more beautiful and attractive. This was further manifested in the recently concluded activity during the foundation anniversary of the university, the search for the Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress. And the search was over as we already hailed Mr. Adonis and Micah as the Louisian Ambassador 2023 and Ms. 𝗪𝗪 as the Louisian Ambassadress 2023. More than the sash are the stories of motivation. More than the scepter is the first-hand implementation of their respective advocacies. And more than the title is their embodiment of the core values of the university. We have seen them ramp up the stage. We have witnessed how they presented their respective departments. We have admired how they answered questions given to them. But we haven't really known them behind the spotlight. Today in the March episode of Louisian Up Close, we will get to know the Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress on a lighter note. What were the challenges they faced prior to the competition? How do they plan to implement their advocacies? How does the university contribute to their holistic formation? Hosted by our university editorial assistant, Mr. Jonathan 𝗪𝗪𝗪, and with the special participation of Samantha Chloe Pacris, the editor-in-chief of the Gem Herald, let's open another chapter of a success story of Louisian students. Let's have open eyes to be inspired by life's possibilities, open ears to be moved by smart choices, and open hearts to be reminded of life's highest meaning. Let's get to know Adonis and Micah here in Louisian Up Close.
Yes, Sir Kyle, they both possess the beauty and the brain. Also, they have the stories to tell, which will surely inspire our dear viewers. Good day to all our viewers, and welcome back to another episode of the Louisian Up Close.
It is indeed a good day, Sir Jonathan, because today we will be having the privilege to get to know more about this year's faces of the university.
Of course, they are no other than
the Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress 2023.
Good day, Sam, and good day as well to the Louisian Ambassador and Louisian Ambassadress, Mr. Adonis and Ms. Micah. It is indeed our great pleasure to have you here with us, and please take the floor now to introduce yourselves.
Hello everyone, I am Adonis and Micah, your Louisian Ambassador 2023.
Hello everyone, I am 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, your Louisian Ambassadress 2023.
Yes, congratulations once again, and I'll go right away. How does it feel like to be the next phase of the university, or how does it feel to be the Louisian Ambassador?
Actually, sir, I am not thinking that I am the next phase of the university. What I'm thinking about is that as the ambassador, I have a responsibility to fulfill, and as much as possible in my simplest ways, I need to be a role model for my fellow Louisians.
Yeah, how about you, Micah? How does it feel to be the face of the university? Specifically, you are the Louisian Ambassadress.
Of course, Sir Jonathan, I am beyond honored and grateful to have been given this platform to share my advocacy. But I also recognize that as a Louisian Ambassadress, I am not only the face of the university, but also I serve as an ear to the pain and experiences of my community, and most especially as a voice to amplify the needs of Tuguegaraueños, especially in times of disaster.
Well, indeed, becoming an ambassador and an ambassadress is not an easy role, but it can be quite fulfilling, right, Sir Jonathan?
Exactly, Sam. It is not an easy role. But look at them. They are brave enough to get that role, the Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress. So, Adonis, what motivated you, or who motivated you to join the contest?
My journey for the search started last year during our departmental week. At first, I declined the offer to me by my team leader. He said that I should join the search for the sub-H ambassador, but at first I declined because I didn't know how the event works. And she said that she said yes in joining the debate cup, I should also join the search for the 𝗪𝗪 ambassador. Now, I really was not committed during that time because I didn't know how the event works. Up until I realized that this event is more than just a contest.
Yeah.
It's more on a battle of what you fight for and what you champion for. And due to the encouragement also of my friends, not only in this university but also outside, that they said that I can do it, and eventually I said yes.
Yeah, this contest actually is not only the battle of brain and the battle of beauty. It's all about the battle of advocacy. As what you have said a while back, it's what you fight for. And that's a good point. How about you, Mika? What motivated you, or who motivated you to join the contest?
Noong una talaga, pinilit lang since during our day and night, we
Really?
didn't have the search for Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress. But as I go forward with my short LAA journey, I realized that it's about time that I share whatever knowledge and learnings I have to my personal advocacy. Having been able to witness and experience what it's like for the majority of Tuguegaraueños in times of disaster, I think that it's about time that I take up space in our community and jumpstart a project that would help address the lapses in disaster mitigation. So it's really more on taking in that pain and turning it into passion and purpose.
I like that you are stepping up for the whole Tuguegaraueño.
Well, we know that the journey to the crown is not always smooth sailing. Can you share with us some of the challenges that you faced during your journey towards becoming the Louisian ambassador and ambassadress, and how did you overcome them? Let's start with Kuya Adonis.
There were many challenges that I have faced during the search, and most of them occurred during the preparation phase. It is undoubted that there were many requirements that we had to submit, and it included the advocacy project plan, the advocacy video, and also the digital marketing poster. However, I think I was able to overcome them because I didn't think that this was an individual event. I had a support system. We formed a team for our advocacy plan, we formed a team for our advocacy video, and we had a team also for the digital marketing poster, and that was a big boost for me. And also the encouragement of my friends was a big help because I realized that I was not alone in this contest. I had them. And I was not only fighting for myself, I was not only fighting for our department, but most of all, I was fighting for the community that I want to champion, that I want to raise, and that I want to establish how poverty alleviation can be surmounted, even if it's a difficult battle, and even if it stems out since generations already, since a long generation already.
Okay, what about you, Ate Mika?
Just like what Adonis have mentioned, the journey towards getting the title of being a Louisian ambassador and ambassadress was a rigorous activity. So for me, the greatest challenge I have faced prior to the competition is really my lack of experiences, social engagements, and my fear in public speaking. I've always felt that I wasn't good enough to represent our department, but through the help of the CA professors, my mentors, my fellow council officers, my extremely supportive friends, we were able to overcome that challenge as a team. The whole journey towards becoming the Louisian ambassadress was really a big step for me to get out of my comfort zone and push myself beyond my limits. But I am grateful that to get out of my comfort zone, I am able to establish my comfort zone through the people who supported me and who have been with me all throughout this journey.
It's actually amazing to know how both of you have overcome your challenges and come out even stronger.
Exactly, Sam. And it's good to note also when Adonis mentioned that it's not only about himself. He thought of those people. He thought of the advocacy that he's fighting for. And for Mika, it's good that she came out of her shell, right?
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing for everyone. For those who are just hiding on their shell, come out. Look at her, right? So before we dig further, would you want to tell us about your advocacy? Let's start with Mika.
So my advocacy is entitled Project Kalinaw, a real-time flood monitoring, detection, and alarm system that utilizes a geographic information system-based flood modeling to help address the lack of accessibility in flood early warning system here in the city of Tuguegarao. So let's start first with the title. So kalinaw is a rarely used Tagalog word.
Kalinaw?
Yes.
Okay.
Kalinaw is a rarely used Tagalog word which means peace. So
Peace.
I chose that word because I felt that peace should not be should not be defined in a way that there is peace in the absence of war, but also peace that we have that sense of security and safety in times of disaster. So with my project, we aim to employ and create a geographic information system-based flood modeling to help assess the flood risks in Tuguegarao City, and through then we could create a strategic placement on where we could actually effectively and efficiently implement or establish the flood early warning systems.
Especially now that there are places, or most of the places here in Tuguegarao are flooded, right? So
Yes.
I hope that you could really assess, I hope that your project would really assess those communities that need help in terms of flooding. How about you, Adonis?
Sir, my project is entitled Project Tuklas, tanglaw upang magbigay kaalaman, layuning aksyonan ng ating sakahan. My project is basically centered in poverty alleviation and in championing the lives of our farmers. It is undoubted that many of our farmers are living in marginalized areas, and I want to establish a help desk that would bridge our farmers towards the agencies that they could help them. We have the Land Bank of the Philippines, which provides loan assistance, and we have the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, which is under the Department of Agriculture. And it is centered in granting insurance assistance and credit programs towards our farmers. Now I can make this project possible by firstly developing an organization, a small organization at first, which is composed of the youth who share the same vision as mine. The first step that we will make is to coordinate with the agencies that I have mentioned a while back. We have the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. We have to acquire the needed requirements which our farmers need to comply with. And the knowledge that we will acquire will be used in conducting financial literacy programs for our farmers by making them realize that they are not just limited as our producers, but they could also be entrepreneurs who can thrive and raise the quality of lives of their families, not only for the future but also at present, because we all know that the Philippines is an agricultural country, but we fail to capitalize on that. We have to capitalize on that, and we have to invest in that because our farmers are not getting any younger. We have to invest for the future, and we can make that possible by developing a help desk, as what I have mentioned. And since most of our farmers are living in deeper communities, we will have a smartphone that will serve as a bridge, and no matter where we are in the society, we can communicate with them and we can address their concerns. So I am really hopeful that we can erase that doubt and that fear in our farmers, that we can surmount the stringent conditions and requirements which are presently established in our society. And one of which is by developing this grassroots program that is not only centered in addressing the short-term needs of our farmers, but also the long-term problems which are presently transpiring in our societies.
Okay. I like the idea that you are knowledgeable on the problems encountered by the farmers, and I just like how you connected your advocacy to the lives of farmers, because as you have mentioned a while back that you wanted to be the help desk of the farmers. As what I have mentioned a while back, it's good that you were able to connect your advocacy to the lives of our farmers. Now that you shared with us your advocacy, you have different advocacy actually for floods and for you naman to alleviate somehow the lives of our farmers. Now, Micah, may I know who are your specific beneficiaries for this advocacy?
So for this advocacy, we plan to implement the early warning system in the most vulnerable areas of Tuguegarao, such as 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 and Linao. However, it is through the GIS-based flood modeling that we are able to really create a more up-to-date and relevant information on the flood risks in Tuguegarao City and specify in which areas should we implement and establish these flood early warning systems. So my beneficiaries is not limited at all to 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 or Linao, but the entire Tuguegarao City who experiences severe flooding in times of disasters.
Since the flood here in Tuguegarao is not only on a specific community, mas lumalawak na siya. How about you, Adonis? Who are your specific beneficiaries for your advocacy?
Since I am a resident of Solana, Cagayan, sir, my locale would be Malaka Bibi in Solana, Cagayan. It is undoubted that it is an agricultural center in our region. And I think it's also high time to focus also in helping people in deeper communities. And in that way, we could develop grassroots programs that could last for a long time. And I am hoping that the locale that I am focusing on would be just the start. And I could also influence other places and establish my project also in different places, not only in Cagayan, but also in Region 2 in the future.
Yeah, and it's good that you are not just confining that advocacy, that project to your certain areas, such as in Katagaman or in Solana. It's good to expand as well, right?
Indeed, Sir Jonathan. These advocacies are really inspiring. It thrills us to get to know more about them.
Exactly. Now that we've learned about their advocacies, maybe this is a good platform as well to ask everyone, our dear viewers, to cooperate or join them with their advocacies. Since we already have an idea about your advocacy, let's go to your life here in the university of St. Louis. Can you please describe to us how your life is inside the university? Let's start with Adonis.
My life here in the university, sir, is just pretty simple. As much as possible, I want to balance my academic life, my organizational life, and also, when we have time, I also hang out with my friends and my loved ones. I want to make it to a point that I am not just here in the university to take up the subjects that we are learning, but also I want to continuously develop the values that I could still acquire. And most of all, I want to enjoy and make the most of my college life here in this university by making it a memorable one. My parents and my friends always remind each of us that despite the overwhelming tasks and responsibilities that we have in school, we should always take it one step at a time. And we have to realize that we should also reflect, slow down, we should also rest, and we should never forget to enjoy the type of life that we could have in this world.
Yeah, and how about you, Mika? Would you mind to share with us your life here in the university?
I have a very simple and typical civil engineering student life. So from time to time, I fail, I cry, I get up from my failures and go to school the next day. But aside from my academic life, I think it's also beautiful and nice that we have these platforms, organizations, and events that creates an avenue for students like me to have fun, to unleash our potential, meet new people, and to be able to build lasting relationships with our fellow students or whoever we encounter in the university.
Yeah, it's good that you were able to balance your academic life and social life. It's especially that you are an accountancy student and engineering student. Those are hard programs here in the university. It's difficult to be in that program, but it's good how you manage your time well with your academic and social life. And I like the idea that you were able to enjoying your stay here in the university. That even with those academic problems with yours, you still enjoy your stay here in the university. Also, Sam, maybe you have the same experiences like with them. Can you share with us your experiences here as a Louisian Gen?
Well, yes, sir. I think I actually have a similar experience with them. Being a Louisian actually made me realize some of the potentials that I didn't know that I had before. It made me discover that I was actually capable of doing much more than I thought I could. And at the same time, it wasn't so overwhelming because USL gave me an opportunity to maintain a balance between my personal life and academics.
Yeah, it's good that you are here to enjoy as well here in the university. That it's not only purely academic, but you have this enjoyment as well here in the university.
Well, yes, sir. Actually, I also want to ask our Louisian ambassador and Louisian ambassadress, like, in what way did the university contribute to your holistic formation? Let's start with Atanika.
USL really helped in developing the cognitive, mental, social, emotional, and most of all spiritual aspect of my life. But how it really helped me is the way it was able to foster my heart of compassion. And I realized that I do not have to limit whatever theoretical principles or conceptual knowledge I was able to learn through my engineering program, but that I need to be able to apply it to my community. We do not simply study to pass or graduate, but we study in order to apply what we learn to the real and practical problems of our community. And that's really something that USL have instilled in me, to have that sense of compassion and to be a symbol of compassion, because right now in our community, that is what we are.
And what about you, Kuya Adonis?
USL was instrumental in making me step out of my comfort zone. It was in this university where I was able to refine my public speaking and writing skills. It was in this university where I was able to realize how I should strengthen the type of friendships and relationships that I have, not only with my friends in this university, but also with my old friends outside the university. And most of all, it was in this university where I was able to become more closer to God and witness the real problems in our society by making myself connect to them in a deeper level.
Yeah, and indeed, USL develops everyone holistic formation talaga yan.
Yes.
It's not only academic, but it's holistic development. Indeed, here in the university, it's mission and excellence. Well, we all know that if you are a Louisian, you are excellent. And it's good that you already have your mission, which is your advocacy as well.
So before we conclude our up-close interview, would you like to give a shout-out or a message of gratitude to those who support you? Let's start with Kuya Adonis.
To the sub-age community and also to the other departments who have shown their support during our stint for the search for the Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress, I am very much grateful to you. To our alumni, our mentors, to my support system, my closest friends, and also to my sister who have shown their support during my preparation phase up until the LAA night, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, and I can't wait to reciprocate the efforts that you have given me by making myself more equipped and fulfilling my advocacy not only within this university, but also for the community that I want to champion continuously in the future.
How about you, Ate Micah?
I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who have been with me throughout this journey, the 𝗖𝗛 professors, my fellow council officers, my mentors, Sir Renz, Sir Moxie, Sir Sander, and to every student who have been with me and who have boosted my confidence in times of self-doubt, and also to the random students who have given me compliments during the preliminary and final competition. It really meant a lot to me. This was a journey worth fighting because you have been with me the entire time. This is not my victory, this is ours to celebrate.
Exactly. Shout out to all those supporters, even the supporters of other departments. Shout out po sa inyo. Again, our Louisian Ambassador, Mr. Adonis and Micah, who aims to champion farmers in making them realize that they could also be entrepreneurs who can thrive and raise the quality of the lives of their families through his Project to Plus.
And again, our Louisian Ambassadress, Ms. 𝗪𝗪, who aims to encapsulate effectivity, inclusivity, and accessibility for flood early warning systems in Tuguegarao through her Project Kalinaw.
Thank you very much, Micah and Adonis, for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us today. It has truly been a pleasure to get to know each of you better.
We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors, and we look forward to seeing all the great things that you will continue to achieve. Thank you once again and congratulations.
Again, the Louisian Ambassador, Mr. Adonis Soriano,
and the Louisian Ambassadress, Ms. 𝗪𝗪.
Thank you for watching the Louisian Up Close.